Seriously, I am not even joking. You need to stop doing these four things as a tailor, as a fashion designer before you go out of business. And I can tell you that this is the reason that your premium clients that doesn't price you do not come back again. What are these four things? Stay tuned to the end of this and you're going to learn them one after the other. We're not going to waste time here. My name is Justice and this is my channel. Subscribe, like, and share. And invite your friends to follow us because we are on the move. Now, number one thing that you're doing so wrongly, you think everyone does it. Not everyone does it. Majority are doing it anyway, but you don't have to be the majority. Number one is missing deadlines. Missing deadlines. Nothing hurts more than promising a particular date and then delivering on a different date entirely. Don't be in a hurry to mention a date because you want to collect the fabric, right? Be sure that this is when you're going to deliver and make sure that you keep to your dates. This builds trust and confidence in you on your clients. They want to make sure that they come back next time because you don't disappoint. Please avoid postponing um, dates because you did not finish, not because something else happened. You know you could not finish, please try and communicate before you collect the fabric. Number two, I cannot mention this enough, lack of communication. Lack of communication is a very bad thing in business. You have a client, you reach an agreement, you want to change some things, you do not communicate. And sometimes you may not go ahead to do what is in your mind. You simply leave the fabric and expecting them to call or to come back, and then you begin to explain why something went wrong, why you're not able to do it because something changed. Why do you have a phone? Use your phone and communicate to them what happened and why things cannot go on. This is where learning fashion illustration is very important because some clients will get an AI image and expect it to deliver exactly the way the dress is. You know that it is not possible. Draw out on paper how it's going to be possible and let them know what is involved. Communication is very important. And if you need to learn how to master your illustrations very well, we have class on fashion illustration going for just 5,000 naira. You register and you learn how to draw your own illustrations and communicate well with your clients. So communication is very, very important, whatever it is. Even if both of you sees the fabric or sees the style that the client wants you to do, communicate, let them know that this is how this style is, this is how this style is. You might be surprised that what you think you know or what you think they expect is not what they're actually expecting. They're expecting something different while you're thinking something different. So you need to communicate with them in order to know what they have in mind. And of course, learn fashion illustration. It is going to help you a lot. Now, number three thing that you need to stop is inconsistent quality and fitting. Now, I've heard a lot of clients say the first time they meet a fashion designer, their garments came out so beautiful, well fitted, everything fine. Now, going back for a second take, the fitting was awful. Everything went missing. Now, why do this always happen? If you ask me, I would say is overconfidence. Because you've made a dress for someone before and it fits them so well, you now become so relaxed. You're not putting in the effort again to make sure that it comes out right. You're no longer using the quality of materials that you used before. All of this can contribute and make the second garment not to come out the way they expected. So you need to have a standard that ensures that all quality remains the same, not like the first garment is coming out nice and then the second garment is coming out looking inferior. Maintain the same quality if you need your rich clients to come back to you often and often again and even recommend others. Now, at this time, social media has equalized or leveled everything. You can stay in your house and your social media page is looking all premium and you're serving your premium clients. Now, what if they have to come to your house or maybe you have a shop? Now you need to constantly level up. So long as you're making money, you're making profits, have it at the back of your mind that you need to constantly level up your shop, your appearance. Because you may have this rich client who is patronizing you. He or she doesn't mind. They give you fabric all the time, you make clothes for them. But trust me, if your place is not looking beautiful, is not looking unique, you're not looking like what you can deliver, when they have an expensive fabric, they're not going to come to you. That is a fact. They can be confident giving you Ankara, giving you small, small fabrics, but once it comes to a very high and quality fabric, they will first of all assess you, assess your packaging, assess your shop, assess everything about you, and decide whether to give or not to give. So if the fabric is more expensive than the outlook of your place, the packaging of your item, if their fabric is more expensive, they're not going to come to you because they will think that you can see it as an avenue to make money. So either their fabric is not safe in your hand or something else might go wrong. So they are not going to take that risk of coming to you, even though you can deliver. So once you start the business and you start seeing money, make sure you level up at every point in time that you have the capacity to do so. It's going to help you a lot. So the bottom line is, make sure you look professional and stop looking quite unprofessional. When you look unprofessional, it does not tell good about you, even though you're good at what you do. Now, the last but not the least is, stop making excuses. If you make a mistake, admit that you made a mistake. If you forgot something, admit that you forgot something. Stop giving excuses. Stop justifying your mistakes. Stop putting the blame on the client. I know customers are not always right, but most of the time, if you're the one who is at fault, apologize and take the blame and look for ways to make things right. This will build trust in you and also make the clients to want to come back next time, knowing that you may not likely make the same mistake again. I hope this makes sense to you. If you put all of this into practice, that your rich client is going to come back to you and you're going to continue to make more money in the business because there's money in this business. I hope this makes sense. My name is Justice, and if you subscribe, if you like, if you share, you're going to see my video again and again. Bye for now.